Hiya, my name's Kirsty. I've been at Viewfield now for about 2 years, and I'm just here to kind of chat to you about what my story, I suppose, with God, and the things He's taught me, and I suppose how I became a Christian. So I started uni in 2004. I went to the University of Hull, and I went to their Scarborough campus, and I studied theatre and performance studies. Really good time at uni, and yeah, I suppose I was by myself. There was no parents. I was with friends, and I just started to explore kind of different life things, and the first couple of people I met happened to be Christians, and they invited me along to their Christian Union group, and I thought, why not? I'll be honest, one of the reasons I went because the boy that asked me was pretty good looking, and I thought, yeah, I'll see what happens. So I went along. It was a Friday night. It was quite a big group. There was I don't know, 15, maybe 20 people there, and they were all kind of from first to third year, loads of different courses and things like that. And so yeah, I just kind of started going every Friday really. Got invited to church a couple of times, but I thought, hold on a minute, I'm not going to church just yet. The wee group's okay, but I don't think church is for me. My friend had kept asking, are you going to go to church this weekend? And I was like, look, I'm going to be honest, it's just a uni thing. It's not going to happen with me and the boy anymore, so now I'm good, thank you, I'm good, I'm done, I don't need the church thing. And my friend kept messaging me, are you going to go to church? I really think you should go to church. I feel like God is telling me you should go to church. And I was like, why the heck is God telling you to go to church and not me? Like, why would somebody do that? I just couldn't get it in my head that God would be asking someone else for me to go to church. Why wouldn't he ask me? So I was really confused. So a really weird story, and I remember thinking, right, God, you've told my friend I should go to church, so now I'm at church. So if you're real, you're showing me today? I didn't really know what I was doing. So I went to church. As soon as I walked into the building, I burst into tears. And I was like, what is going on here? Nobody knows me here. This is awkward. So yeah, that was weird. So I sat down, kind of by myself for a wee while, and then loads of people came up. Oh, you new? I was like, yeah, I'm new. My name's Kirsty. And they were like, have you been to church before? I was like, kind of a couple of times, but I don't really know what I'm doing here. So I listened to the service, and the pastor was preaching about second-hand faith, and this, sometimes people come to God because they're trying to impress people or be someone else or try and fit into a group. And I was like, hold on 2 seconds. This man been following me for the whole of my uni year because I'd only done it for the boy I fancied. I'd only done it really for my friend who told me you should really go to church. And I remember just feeling completely overwhelmed, like this man was talking directly to me, and he was like, the reason some people don't come to faith is because they don't feel good enough, but God wants you exactly as you are. And I was like, what? Because I remember my friends who were like, why are you going to this Christian Union thing? It's well weird, you have to change, you have to dress funny, you have to I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to change for anyone. If God wants me, he'll just have me. And that was when he said, God just wants you to come as you are. I was like, right, again, burst into tears. And yeah, it was the 2nd of July or something like that, 2005. And I just said, yeah, I want to become a Christian. So I phoned my friend, and she was like, I knew God was telling me. I was like, all right. And I didn't understand that yet. I didn't know why she was so happy that I'd become a Christian. I didn't get that God did that. I didn't know that that was a thing. So after I graduated in 2007, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my drama degree. And in that summer I did, we went to Ireland with our youth kind of fellowship, and we went to a church over there, and we ran a holiday club for all ages. And it was really good fun actually. We had a younger group, a middle group, and then we had secondary age group. And it was here where I realised that I really loved kind of teaching and interacting with younger people and older people and kind of working as part of a team. God was kind of speaking to me about maybe working with young people. I knew that's what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to work with young people, and I knew I wanted to do drama in some way. So I started to kind of investigate teaching uni. Teaching placements were interesting, but I think it was the first time I had to truly rely on God. And I mean ultimately I had no one I knew. I was teaching in secondary schools in the city of Aberdeen, where I don't think I'd ever felt more English with my accent, because everybody spoke really strongly with their accent, and it was quite tricky to understand. But I also think they thought I was quite tricky to understand. So I had to just rely on God and say, God, you need to help me through this. if I'm honest and I look back, it was probably the time my prayer life was the most alive, and I was really seeking God, because there's times now I try and do things too much on my own. So that time went on. I knew I was going to Fife but didn't know my school yet. So during that summer, that was the summer I got married to Mark, so it was very busy. First year of teaching, married to Mark, and then obviously going to start my teaching career. And the school came through, and I remember praying, right, Mark and I had our life all planned in Stirling. God taught us that perhaps we should involve God in our plans. It's not that God wasn't, we just kind of knew what we wanted to do. But God was like, no. So it was Fife, which is fine. And so it was the week before the wedding, or 2 weeks before the wedding, and I think I got a letter through to say I was going to Inverkeithing High School. And I specifically remember going, yes, told you God, not ending up at Belbaxter. Delighted I was going to Inverkeithing. We rented a flat, it was beautiful. I didn't drive at the time, so I could get the train. Lovely, perfect. Nope. On the Wednesday, before we got married on the Saturday, I got a phone call to say, hi Kirsty, just so you know, unfortunately things have changed at Inverkeithing and you're going to Belbaxter. I was like, cool. So I had to go to Belbaxter on the Wednesday before I was getting married on the Saturday, and I was like, right, and we just put the deposit down on the flat in Inverkeithing. I was like, okay. Mark was like, well, this is interesting. Didn't drive, so I was like, and Inverkeithing to Cooper is like 40 minutes, so it's quite a trek. I kept being pulled back to 18-year-old me when I was struggling, and I was finding it really hard to kind of now be like 23-year-old Kirsty who had moved on from all of that. So that first time was really dark. I was learning to teach in front of a room full of teenagers. Some lessons were amazing, some lessons weren't great, and it was tough, and I really wasn't enjoying it. And I thought, oh, I've chosen the wrong career, God. Well done. You said I had to go to Fife, and obviously it wasn't all, it's just me saying to God, what have you done? And he knew exactly what he was doing. So yeah, I remember sitting in a church service and saying, right, God, I'm done. Teaching is stupid. I'm out of this. Can't do it. It's too hard. Thank you very much and all that, but no. And I remember it's one of the very few times I've heard God's voice so clearly, and he just said, trust me. And I was like, no, you've taken me to Fife, my fourth choice. You've taken me to Belbaxter out of the 18 secondary schools in Fife. Are you having a laugh? Trust you? Nah, you're all right. But then I just kept hearing, trust me. And I was like, right. And thankfully, God has given me a level-headed husband who was also able to, speak to me level-headedly. And I went back after October with renewed kind of, nope, this is my purpose. This is what I'm meant to do. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it well.